Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda.
Last year, we did a show for you on expenses. I got to admit, I watched that show again.
Yes.
It's one of the best shows we've ever done. And we put it all out there for you. Maybe too much so. We get people saying, why do you share so much of your personal life? When we came here, we knew nothing.
No.
So we're trying to share and help you guys make the decision. We do put some personal information out there, but not too much. So I hope you appreciate it. Today we're going to re-watch a show that was aired last January. That was a look back at 2021 and the expenses that we had incurred. And we did that so you could plan your finances.
Yes, things change from year to year, from the activities you do to how much you go out to eat. So there may be a few differences this year.
Yeah, we're going to watch the video along with you. And as we give the numbers from last year, we're going to pause and bring you what changes have been made. And if you will keep a running tally of your own, maybe get a piece of paper and write down, when we come to electric costs or when we come to taxes or bond or whatever, you can make a note. Tally those up at the end because nobody has the same numbers.
No,
nobody.
Depends on the size of your home, what kind of lot, what kind of home you have.
Everything it depends on, whether you watch cable TV or not, whether you're still working or not, or whether you have your own insurance or whether you're on Medicare. It's all just a big bowl of numbers. And keep your own. Let's watch the video together. We'll stop along the way. Hope you enjoy it. Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda.
We're the Village's Newcomers. We're solo today. Gizmo's not along because this is an important show. Probably the most important show we've ever done. Today we're going to talk about expenses.
No.
We're going to start with a mortgage. Many people have a mortgage when they move to the Villages. And we're going to use one as an example based on borrowing $250,000. And as far as interest rates goes, we're going 30 years at 4.5% with a payment of $1,266 a month for a total of $15,000 a year. If you don't have a mortgage, you can disregard that in its entirety.
Right.
Home prices here begin around $300,000 and go up into the millions. So borrowing $250,000 would be on the low end, I'm afraid. If your mortgage you think is going to be more, you'll have to adjust that payment. Last year at the time we filmed this, home prices, I believe, were at an all-time high here.
Yes.
The Villages offers a kind of a score sheet to tell us how many homes they've sold, what the average prices were. They were up averaging almost $500,000 at that time. So to use these numbers, you would have to have quite a large down payment. And interest rates, I checked it yesterday, have gone up to 6 or 7%. You can find deals on mortgages, but quite a bit more money than it was last year. Homes in the Villages tend to have bonds. A bond is a way the Villages collects money to pay for the awesome infrastructure that we enjoy every day. In this neighborhood, which is the one we're using for an example, the original bonds were $23,000. They're paid off over a 30-year period. In this neighborhood, that monthly payment's $145.49. So for the yearly total, you're going to pay $1,745.88 on your bond. You can pay that off if you like. Now, homes down south, DeLuna, for example, their bond is nearly twice the amount that one was. So depending on where you're going to build or buy a pre-owned home, you can check out the number of your bond and you can figure that out for your own expenses. This is for illustration only. And all the numbers we use today are illustration only.
Yeah.
In DeLuna, that would have been on the most expensive home.
Yeah.
They also have villas, courtyard villas, patio villas. Those would be substantially less. And that bond payment doesn't change. The number we gave you last year is still the number this year. We're so lucky, though. We don't have a bond.
Yes, ours was paid off when we moved here, so that was a big plus to buying this home.
Somewhat unusual because the people that lived here had lived here less than 3 years, but paid off the bond. What's the rule on that? Usually, if you're going to live in a home for a long time, you might pay it off. If you're going to sell after a few years, people expect to pay that bond, so it's not such a big deal.
All homes have a property tax and assessments. and it varies home to home.
Yeah, it's going to be based upon the assessed value of your home. And we're going to give you the numbers that we pay. Again, our home is 6 years old, and you may buy a home and probably will buy a home that's more expensive than this one. So this would be a pretty low estimate. But monthly, for our property tax and assessments, the average is $323. That yearly total is $3,874.74. That's our bill. Now that actually is one that went down for us, and we're happy to say. Our taxes this year, real estate tax, were $3,653. That includes our property tax for the year, our district assessment, and our fire department fee. So it actually went down. Your bill's going to be different, but I'm giving you that number as an estimate. And later we're going to go down all these numbers and total them up so you can get an idea of the grand total. That was the big criticism from our show last time. Yeah. Everybody said, you didn't add it up. You didn't tell us the grand total. It's because there are too many variables, but we're going to do it today. You must have homeowners insurance if you have a mortgage. And you'd be dumb if you didn't have it anyway. So we shopped and shopped. In fact, our homeowners insurance went way up this year. So we got a new company. Our homeowners insurance annually is $1,196. And we would pay $99.67 a month on that. We pay it annually. That's how we get that rate. If you pay it monthly, it's a little higher. But that's just an average, $99.67 a month for homeowners insurance. We have a lot of insurance.
We do. And I think it's good. I mean, even the homeowners can be varied because some people may not want sinkhole. Some people may not want what? Flood?
Absolutely. We have everything with that 1196 except flood. We actually changed companies because we got a big raise. And we watch next door and talk to the villages, and we get emails from people. Some people got tremendous raises. And so we had a pretty good sized raise. We were with a company called Cabrillo Coastal, and we changed, and now we have our insurance with Progressive, and it went up. It went up to $1,248, which is $104 a month. That's not such a big increase compared to some of our neighbors.
Right.
Automobile insurance also may vary according to the type of car you have.
That's right. If you have a 6-year-old car like we do, your insurance is going to be less. I absolutely love our car.
I do too.
It's a Kia Sorento, 2017 model. Love it. And it's the best car we've ever had. You know what they say? They don't make cars like they used to. That's true. They make them better than they ever did. It's my opinion. I'm not a mechanic, though. So what do we pay for our car insurance? Total coverage, we pay for the year $854. That's pretty good. Again, I'm a good shopper. But that comes out to $71.16 a month. That's so we can give you a monthly total later. We don't pay that insurance or the property taxes monthly, but we're doing that just to show you a kind of a monthly budget. We also have 2 golf carts, and we have insurance on the golf carts, $75 a year to cover those. Now, we have older golf carts. We have a 2017 and a 2016, and we carry liability only. If I run over your toe, I'm probably covered. If I run back into a mailbox and dent my cart, I'm not covered. Our car insurance went up a little bit, not a whole lot. We're paying $1,099 a year. Again, that's with Progressive. And over 12 months, that averages out to about $92 a month for car insurance. Not too bad. Our golf cart, I'll go ahead and talk about that, went up. It's about $85 a month, give or take, and that's going to be about $7 a month for a golf cart. Now, that sounds really low because I know some of you are paying $100, $150, maybe $200 for your golf cart insurance. We have older carts, just like we mentioned here, and we only carry liability in case we damage someone else's property or hurt someone. So we don't carry any replacement cost on ours, and that's why it's cheap. If you have a car, you need to keep it registered. You have license plates. Now, you do have an initial cost when you come to Florida. We're not talking about that today. That would be under miscellaneous extra costs, and you better have a slush fund for that because you'll get some of those. But we had the renewal back in December for this car, and we paid $92.20 to renew those plates. Not bad. Now we hear from people that they think there's a giant exorbitant cost to bring a car into Florida. Well, there was, but it was $400 per car. We paid that one time, it's done. We actually find the tax, license, registration cheaper here than we had in Indiana.
And I like that the registration is every 2 years.
And as your car ages, that drops. So you see $92, that was for 2 years. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And it's going down every year for that. So one of the few things that does go down in price. If you have a home, you're going to pay maintenance expenses. Lawn cut and trim, $50 a month. That's one of the biggest bargains in the villages. And we also do all kinds of spraying for fertilizing, for weeding, for pest control. To stop there for just a moment. When the price of gas went up so high about a year ago, year and a half ago, the lawn care people raised the price of their cutting to $55. Then the gas went up again and they raised it to $60. So we actually pay $60 a month for cutting, weeding, trimming,
Edging.
blowing, edging, the whole deal. We think that's a bargain. But of course, our whole lot is only like this big. It's like this size right here.
The only thing they don't do is weeding. Somebody else does the weeding.
Hey, you're doing a heck of a job, let me tell you that.
I'm not doing it very much.
We also have palm tree maintenance, which comes to $25 a month.
Let me tell you about palm trees. We were in love with them when we got here. We thought Florida, it's palm trees. We have 3 palm trees. We actually have 4.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, they're so beautiful. Don't you love them? Look, we live in Florida. Hey, we get palm trees.
Yeah.
Those suckers are expensive to maintain. Right now, our queen palm out front has 3 of those giant pods, bigger than her, which weigh about 80 pounds apiece. Which
Which is about my weight now.
if they're not trimmed right now, if we don't cut them off and remove them, in a little while they're going to split open, and 1 gazillion little acorn type things are going to fall out of there and just litter your yard. That's why palm trees, if I was doing it again, I might put 1 in just so I could show people my palm tree. But they are costly, and they're costly to maintain and costly to replace if they die.
It's nice to have a neighbor that has one.
I'm on the fence on palm trees now. All of those maintenance expenses come to about $200 a month or $2,400 a year. You know, we give you the numbers on home maintenance, but they're not really going to be accurate because we're always forgetting little items that we need here and there. She was just mentioning her dishwasher's not getting dishes clean as it should, and so we may have to replace that. You know, that's probably a $700, $800 thing. That's $70 a month added onto your expenses this year.
Yeah.
You know, things like that just crush you.
Yeah, they say appliances don't last like they used to. It used to be 20-year-old. I have a friend that has a 20-year-old washing machine. It's a top loader. I kind of miss that days. But they say now appliances last 5 years. Oh my gosh.
And your garage door openers, you have 2 of them here. They're going to malfunction from time to time. They need to be worked on. You may have a plumbing issue. Don't forget you're going to need money to day-to-day run your house and solve problems that pop up. But listen, nothing we've told you about so far, nothing we've told you about is only pertaining to the villages. Right. This would be if you lived in South Carolina, if you lived in Indiana, if you lived in Michigan. So people think, whoa, those villages are expensive when they see the number at the end of the show. Very few of these numbers are solely Florida,
Amenity fees, we all have that, and it depends on when you bought your house. We first started, it was like 158, wasn't it?
148.
Yes, and now it has gone up to monthly. Now the average is 163.
Well, it's $168 a month and 66 cents now. A yearly average for the last year is 163. We had a 160 amenity at the beginning of the year. But that's where you get your rec centers where you can go shoot pool or play table shuffleboard or ping pong or play cards. You can go throw horseshoes. You can play bocce. You can play shuffleboard. You can play tennis. You can play pickleball.
Yeah.
All those things are included, and those are beautiful facilities. $163 a month, a yearly $1963.51 to budget for your amenity fees. And yet it goes up again. Now it's $183.94, almost $184. We get a bill every month. It's called the District Utility e-bill, and that has a bunch of bills on it. We're not going to break down the water for you, the sewer for you, the potable water, the irrigation water. We're not going to break all that down for you. All that comes in one bill. So we've averaged that out. Here's a look at what our bill looks like. You can see that the total is $291.72. That is a very good number right there. It's always in that ballpark. But of course, that's got the extra amenity fee that's been raised. And it will vary a little bit coming summer, spring, fall, depending on how much water you use. That's a big number in there. But you can see that we didn't break it down. We just kind of lumped it in there, make things a little bit simpler for you. You can count on for your water, your sewer, your sanitation, your amenity fees, all that lumped in together will be about $290 a month. Electric costs. We're pleasantly surprised by the electric costs here compared to where we lived before. Our average monthly cost is $138.13, and this is a total electric house. We don't have gas anything. We have all electric. We've had a change in the status of our pleasure with electricity. All those months that were mentioned there, they add something into the bill called Hot Bucks. It's like a little coupon, or is it a coupon? And at the end of the month, you get X number of dollars off of your electric bill. So we were getting $10, $15, $20 off with our Hot Bucks. We don't get those anymore. So this year, our average electric bill, we added them up, was $161. That's the average. So 1 month was over 200.
Yeah.
I said, the thing there, we don't know anybody that has to. We do. We did.
Did.
But yesterday we talked to a gentleman whose electric bill last month, ours was $123 last month. His was over $400. He has a swimming pool.
And a bigger house.
Not much bigger, no. Because see, we're in the Lanai right now. Yeah. This is climate controlled. It brings our house to about 2,200 square feet, which is a good sized house here in the Villages. But our grand total, $1,932 last year for electric. Potable water. This is water you drink.
Or take showers.
Or take showers, or do your dishes. And even your outside spigots are good water.
And you're washing, right?
Yeah, sure. Everything in your house.
Yeah,
Everything in your house
inside
is
your
good
house.
water. Look how low these bills are.
I love
January
this.
$13.55, February $13, March $16, April $13. Pretty good. We didn't have a bill more than $17.02 the entire year
Pretty good.
on the water inside our house.
Maybe you should take more than one shower a week. I'm
I
just
get,
teasing.
I get one every Saturday.
Back in the day, we used to, as kids, wash our hair once a week on Saturday night. Remember that? For church on Sunday.
Some places where you live, the amenity fee is going to cover your garbage. It does not here. That amenity fee covers no utilities. The garbage fee here runs $22.95 a month. That's a yearly total of $266.16. It went up about a year and a half ago.
It did.
We went to a new company, and still not too bad. The next section may or may not appeal to you. You may have cut the cord. But this is for cable and internet costs, because this was the #1 complaint from our last video.
Yeah.
How much is cable? Well, I don't know. Do you have HBO? Do you have Cinemax? Do you have Showtime?
Yeah.
Most of last year it was somewhere between $184 and $190 for an average of $186.28 a month. Mm-hmm. We have done something different now. We have gotten rid of Spectrum. We've had them for over 25 years.
Yeah.
They've had other names, but it was still always evolved into Spectrum. And it was costing us over $225 a month for television and internet. So we decided that was just too much. And we went with YouTube TV, $64.99 a month, but you still need Wi-Fi, and that's what hurts. We have to still buy the Wi-Fi from someone, so we get it from Spectrum, $79.99 a month with a $5 modem charge. So for our cable and Wi-Fi now, we're paying about $150 a month. Over the course of a year, that's $1,800. We also have cell phones. Now, we have the 55 plan, 55 and older from Verizon. And so it's a cheaper plan, but it's still $87.80 a month. We don't have our phones on that. That's strictly for the phone line, 2 lines, $87.80 a month, $1,053.60 a year. We've changed our cell phone carrier from Verizon to Spectrum. Supposedly, Spectrum uses the Verizon towers.
Yes.
We're getting good service with it so far, knock on wood, and we're saving about $30 a month. So we're going to keep trying that. $2,235 for cable, $1,053, over $3,000 for phone and TV. Yikes.
That's what I said.
Now, how many of you out there eat? Okay,
I do.
Some of you do. Some of us eat more than others. Let's look at food expenses. We broke this down into 2 categories. Groceries. We will go one day and we will spend $100 and some bucks. Then 2 days later, she goes and spends 50 more bucks. Right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, you are.
And meat nowadays, come on. So we averaged $150 a week for groceries, okay? Some people move here and never buy groceries. They eat every meal out. We'll get to that in a minute.
Will they care if we would have a cow in the backyard?
Now, our grocery numbers are up a little bit too, we figured.
Yes.
What's up at the grocery?
Oh, of course, meat, bacon. Oh, it's outrageous. And so is eggs. Milk's
Orange juice is $6 a
Yeah,
gallon.
milk's gone up to $2 or $3. We used to buy Walmart milk for under $1, or well, not under $1, but right around $1. Wow.
Everything's up big time. And we buy dog food. You may buy dog food. So we think that each week we spend approximately $180 on groceries. That sounds like a lot for 2 people. But we also eat out, and this is a very conservative number. I put 4 meals a week, 2 lunch, 2 dinner. Very conservative, right? Now, if you eat lunch out, I put $12 for each meal out for lunch. We gave you some numbers for eating out, but they're growing all the time. The restaurants are charging more money. So I think a good lunch estimate would be $20 per person. You get a meal. Well, for example, common price for a hamburger with fries is $12.99, even $15.99. By the time you leave a tax and tip, you're talking $20. And for dinner, we said 18 on the last one. I think it's closer to 25, maybe more, because again, after you leave your tax and tip, it climbs up there.
It's a shame though, because it's going to push people into fast food, and fast food is not good for you. And I know that back in the day, do you remember a cheeseburger at McDonald's used to be 35 cents? Oh my gosh.
Well, it's a tough thing because the way to stop the price gouging all the way through the suppliers and back to the beginning is to stop eating out, to stop spending the money. But we keep doing it.
Yeah, we like to eat out. People
We
do.
do. You probably eat out more than twice a week too. But if you do it, the numbers I gave you, you eat out twice a week for lunch and twice a week for dinner, you're going to spend, including your grocery money, you're going to spend about $18,000 or $19,000 a year on food. Fuel expenses. Most people have an automobile or maybe 2. We have 1, so that's what we're quoting. 1 automobile. And we have a couple of golf carts, but they don't use much gas. So we figured we spend $60 a month on gasoline. Speaking of gas, I think the gas prices have dropped a little bit from the time when we did this show. But we did our taxes this past week and we calculated our mileage. We went about 7,000 miles in our car last year. That's not a whole lot, is it?
No.
Because we use our golf carts a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Some people have natural gas to cook with, to heat with in the winter, to even dry their clothes. We don't know what that costs. We did a little bit of research and we came up with $30 a month. I talked to some folks that spend about $300 a winter to heat their home with gas. So that could be a relatively accurate number. That's what I'm throwing into the equation. Yeah, that's what it is. We take the newspaper. That's your baby.
That's my baby. I love the newspaper. Yeah, I get a lot of ideas out of it. I get recipes. I see what's happening in the neighborhood, who gets a hole-in-one. It's a fun thing to read. I love it. And that's $7 a month, $84 for the year. And I enjoy
Got to
it.
add $7 on for the newspaper. If you belong to the tea time system, which in the winter is the only way that you can get golf reservations, unless you call in and get lucky and find an opening. So on the tea time system, that's $8 a month. Villages.net. If you have your own cart, you can ride it and play golf. It's not free. You can pay every day you go, $4, or you can pay it once a year for $141. And that's what we do. And that comes out to $11.76 a month for carts. Car washes, you got to wash your car. A lot of sand and a lot of dirt blowing down here. It's $5 a month. That's pretty conservative. And haircuts and beauty appointments.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get me beautiful, right?
That's probably low, $60 a month. I know some of you ladies are laughing about that, but that's not including any. She's low maintenance, let me tell you what.
Yeah, I don't do my nails.
If we got up tomorrow and I said, hey, let's go to the mall, whatever, let's go to Disney World.
It's gonna go to the wall.
She could be ready in 10 minutes. You know, she doesn't do her fingernails. She doesn't do her pedicures.
No.
She doesn't do fake lashes or
No.
any of that stuff.
No. So I get my hair done every 6 to 8 weeks. I try to make it go 8 weeks, but it really looks bad after 8 weeks.
And you guys know I go to the barber and it's $8 a pop. This don't happen by accident, ladies and gentlemen. Clothing. You need less of it down here, so you probably will buy less. We had to come up with some kind of number. We debated this.
Yes.
We argued about
We
this.
kind of did.
New clothes. That's new shirts, new pants, new belt, new shoes, new socks, a hat, $100 a month, 50, 20 for me, 80 for her.
I still think that's high.
And all these numbers, by the way, are meant for a couple. You know, these are for two people.
Yeah.
So they're meant for a couple. So yearly, $1,200 on clothing. Now here's another big one, almost as big as food.
Yes.
It's your medical expenses, all figured for a couple. Prescriptions. Hopefully you don't have any, but if you do, I've got a few, she's got a few. $50 a month. Could be less, could be more. Put in what you spend on them. You may have doctor copays with your plans. A lot of people have copays. We don't have copays after we meet our deductible, but I put $70 a month for copays just in case you go a couple times and there's two of you, so maybe you spend 70 or more. Medicare. Medicare deducts a premium from your Social Security. Now, if you're at the base, the average, they took out this past year $144 a month for me, $144 for her. We're going to call it $280 a month. This year it went up to $170 each. Yeah, that's a big price increase. If you have a supplement plan like we do, that's extra. But that really helps out in the long run because you won't have those copays and you won't have you won't have any out of pocket if you buy the right one. $319 a month, that's total, that's for both of us combined to pay for our supplement. Your drug plan. If you don't have one, you have to pay full value for your drugs. $30 a month is what ours cost. Mine's about $17, hers is about $13 a month. And getting stronger because my prescription doubled.
It did.
Even though I hardly take anything.
Yeah.
So it doubled our and that is strong because my prescription plan went up. Hers went up just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
But the Medicare itself went up. The Part A went up and our supplement went up. So you got to just keep adjusting for these things over and over. But again, not particular to the villages, not specific to the villages.
No.
It's wherever you live.
Wherever you live.
These are things that are happening. Dental visits, this can be a huge one. If you get crowns or root canals or fillings
be a
or
big difference.
braces or, we figured $80 a month, and that would exclude those big expenditures. That's cleaning and basic maintenance and maybe a troubleshooting visit once or
X-rays.
$80 a month. Eye doctor, many of you that doesn't pertain to. As you get older though, more of us have it. Then you get those cataracts and glaucoma. $30 a month is probably low. That doesn't include glasses or contact. Pretty normal and basic expenses. And we would expect most, if not most, many people that live here to have those expenses. What's the grand total for a month?
For the month, it's $5,096.23.
$5,000 a month. Now, I'll tell you one thing that wasn't in there that could have been a miscellaneous. That's your championship golf. You could have an basically $800 priority membership fee, and then you'll pay anywhere from $30 to $50 a round, depending on what time of year it is, to play golf. For some of our friends, that's up into the $4,000 and $5,000 and $6,000 range if they play a lot of golf. So that's not in there. Yearly, you will need a budget of about $60,000, a little more than that. Good job putting all that together.
Thanks.
Next, we're going to outline some expenses that we don't have, but you might have. And if you do, pay attention. If you don't, go get a hot chocolate. Car payment. Many people have a car payment. A lot of people have to have a new car. Some people pay cash. But if you bought a nice car and you borrowed $20,000, finance it for 6 years at 4.5%, you're going to pay $317 a month. In a year, that'll cost you $3,800 to have a new car. So think about that. If you want a new golf cart, it's not much better. A new golf cart can cost $16,000, $17,000, $18,000. Some people get them cheaper, depending on what kind of bells and whistles that you put in them and how you get them, what do you call it?
Just souped up or decorated.
Yeah. We're going to say that you borrowed $10,000 for your golf cart. You financed it for 4 years at 5%. You're going to pay about $188 a month for that golf cart. And in a year, that's $2,264. We don't have a pool. We'd like a pool. We almost got a pool, but we started thinking about these things. Let's look at this one. Your pool will cost you a cleaning fee of somewhere between $120 to $150 a month. We figured $125. Of course, you can do it yourself and buy the chemicals and do it yourself if you like. Extra electricity on your bill every month because you have a pool and you're going to heat that pool. Some people have solar heat, but I'm thinking that it's going to raise your electricity some. When the government finds out you have a pool, they're going to think, oh, you have a pool. They're going to raise your taxes a little bit. Your insurance costs are going to be a little bit higher. But we're just going to figure in the cleaning at $1,500 a year, $125 a month. We can't tell you how to figure your vacations.
No.
Are you going on 1 or 2? You're going to drive or you're going to fly? You're going to take a cruise? You going interior cabin or you're going to go balcony? Or are you going to get a suite? We don't know. So you can travel as much as you like, but a vacation for 2 could cost you $1,000 or $20,000. You plug in your own number here. Do you like to go to movies? Do you go to the club? Do you go out and drink? All those things are going to cost you.
Now, some drinks cost like $8 a piece or more.
That's what I've heard.
I don't know.
I tell you what, a Diet Pepsi can cost $3. Just plug your own number in there. Some people have maids.
Oh, man.
They downsized. They came to the villages. They got a smaller house probably, but they still have maids.
Yes. Smart people.
Yeah, they are. And that could be a wide range of costs because you may get it 2 hours a week. You might do 2 hours every other week.
Right.
You might get 3 hours once a week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Plug your own. If you know what maids cost, put your maid bill on there. Do you have a dog? If you do, you're going to have veterinarian bills because she's going to have a checkup,
Yes.
right? You may have, heaven forbid, one of those foo-foo dogs that has to be all trimmed. We had a standard poodle many years ago.
Wow, was that something?
No, that was no good. Great dog. Loved him. His name was Haji.
Oh, It's a beautiful dog.
Beautiful.
You need to find a picture of that.
Yeah,
dog.
you got to have them trimmed, and
Yeah.
some dogs eat a lot of dog food. Not Gizmo
Gizmo
here. He does all right, but plug in your own amount for what and then those unexpected vet bills. Whew, you better have a side slush fund to get ready for those. Mm-hmm. Charity. We don't know how much anybody's going to give to charity, to your church, to your local food pantry, to bargains and blessings, whatever.
Yeah.
Gift giving. Put your own number down there. You know how much you give. And don't forget about holidays, Christmas in particular, when you buy gifts for all the grandkids. It's getting expensive, doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean, what used to be
Yeah.
$25 gifts now are $150 gifts.
Are you going to get me a birthday present for $150? It's Friday. Did you forget?
I did not forget. In fact, I already told you what it is. I told her I would take her on a cruise anywhere she wanted to go. She just has to pick it out. Didn't I?
You did. I'm just not ready yet to pick it out. But
So there you go. That's our estimate of expenses. Many of them are our actual bills from the past 12 months. So you can figure, especially things with fixed costs. But now you know what our electric costs and our garbage fee costs and our cable TV costs and that sort of thing. Give yourself an idea of what you'll have to spend. What we would hate is for you to move down here and not be able to afford it. Or to stay home thinking you couldn't afford it.
right.
But hopefully now you know. If now we could only get this housing market under control, the homes are very expensive and there's a lot of competition out there. But anyway, you did a great job.
Well, thank you. You did too.
Thanks for putting that all together. Guys, let us know what you thought of our cost estimate. As always, we can't tell you how much we enjoy having this channel and meeting you and talking to you and reading your comments. You guys are fantastic, and we appreciate every one of you.
We sure do. And I want to know how many people made my meatloaf. I hope you liked it.
Well, what do you take from all that?
The cost of living has gone up. It's going to be different for everybody, depending on what you all have and what you enjoy. You might have a pool, you might have a bigger home. So it's going to vary from person to person, family to family.
It's like a snowflake. No two budgets are going to be exactly the same.
Right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
And remember, I think the key to this whole show for me is people are watching this trying to decide, do I want to move to Florida or specifically the Villages maybe? Mm-hmm. You're not going to find that many of your bills will be strictly Villages bills.
Yes.
It's not going to raise your cost of living that much to move here. The homes might be a little more expensive, but once you own your home, what do you have specific to here? You have an amenity fee of $184 a month.
That's right.
If you have an amenity fee anywhere else, it's going to be that much or more probably.
Yeah.
We at one time owned a little 2-bedroom condo, and our amenity fee was more than that. Mm-hmm. So we don't think it's such a big charge when you factor in all the things that are available to us here.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. So keep that in mind when you tally this up and you get to that breathtaking number at the end. It's not specific to the Villages. These are the signs of the times.
That's right.
The cost of living is up everywhere. I hope you enjoyed the show and you'll tell all your friends about our channel.
If you liked our video today, please press that like and subscribe button and share it with all your friends. Until next time.
See you when you get here.